Hey! It's been a while, and things have progressed for Paralives. If you've been here for a bit, then you would know I used to do weekly dev chat videos for Paralives, then that became monthly for a very short time period, and then I took a break. Well, I want to come back on here and tell all of y'all, Paralives update videos from me are back. But they will be slightly different. Instead of focusing on the dev chats, I'm gonna do monthly updates just on the game development. I'm excited for this because a lot of good things have been cooking up in here. So, let's get to the good. Talking about cooking and stuff like that, let's talk about the food first. Let me be the first to tell you I would love to eat all of this. Except for the bananas, pears, and oranges. I don't like those. I do like fruit, but not that. I love how we've been able to see several dishes and beverages throughout the months, from ramen to strawberry cake to para dinner. It's been great. The look of the food is awesome. I feel like this perfectly captures the aesthetic of the game and what inspires it. I like how it's all not flat textures. You can see that these are 3D objects. There are small details to that really make the food pop. For example, the bubbles in the champagne, the marks on the fruit, and even the part of the ramen that is flat. It has shadows and highlights. You can see individual noodles or green onions. I'm honestly getting hungry just looking at this. So enough about the food. Let's talk about something else I love. Photos. Well, actually, we're going to be chatting about the photo mode. I adore this idea. I think having something like this will allow players to go crazy with various different things. I know I love a good screenshot of what I'm doing in the game. It's a nice way to reflect on what you've been up to. Aside from reminiscing, players can use this photo mode to capture the perfect moments for storylines designed to be posted online, or for assets for graphics like thumbnails or little guides and stuff like that. The sky is really the limit with something like this, and it is truly great. Players will be able to open photo mode at any point during the game. Within photo mode, you'll be able to stop time to place your parafolk. That means moving them around, rotating them, all that jazz. You can choose an animation for them, select the time of day, and apply filters and effects. The effects will include borders. The picture you take can be cropped to fit the frame. Stickers. You know what these are. Images that you can move around on top of the photo. Filters, like black and white and faded print. Special effects. Things like depth of field or fisheye or color pop. And modders will be able to create their very own effects, frames, stickers, and filters to be shared within the community. You know how I just said you can choose an animation for your para?
It doesn't stop there.
You can choose a specific time within the animation. This is excellent for those who want to capture a very particular part of an animation. Another neat feature they've showcased within the last few months would be this in-game text customization and translations feature. Essentially, with this tool, you can replace text by clicking on the text while holding Ctrl and T. You can then translate the language to whatever you want, or you can just switch out the word, phrase, or sentence. There's a common theme here with Paralives. It's creative, it's player-friendly, and it is customizable. This feature is no different. Let's talk about live mode. I love that we have a few things to talk about in regards to live mode. It's exciting how this game has progressed. The biggest thing I'd say is how many animations they've been showing off. It's gone from push-ups and walking to smooching, hugging, and sitting down. My favorite thing would be their bugs. They encounter some real funny ones. What animations are you most excited about? I would love to see more of the mundane stuff, like eating dinner with other paras at a table and maybe some multitasking. Maybe they're talking to those other paras while eating dinner and drinking like a cup of water or something. Yep, I know. I like to dream big. Animations aren't the only cool thing that's been happening to live mode in Paralives. The parafolk now have a language called Paralives. Don't they sound adorable and oh so natural? This sounds like a language. It reminds me a bit of Spanish and a bit of Finnish. I'm not really sure. It's nice sounding though. It actually sounds like the languages used in Age of Empire or mythology, which I've always been a fan of that. No complaints here. They had a few goals for the language. First of all, it had to be incomprehensible gibberish. This way, it would give players the freedom of storytelling. In addition, it had to be distinct from English gibberish, while still sounding familiar to English players. It had to be different from other made-up languages for other franchises. You won't be hearing a sol or dag from your parafolk. Let me tell you that. They wanted it to sound realistic enough that it could exist in real life. I think they nailed that. And not too goofy and not too serious. It had to be balanced to give off that cozy vibe that Paralives will have. I'm seriously impressed by all of this. If you want to learn more about Parlee, check out their public Patreon post about it. If that interests you, I highly recommend becoming a patron if you're able to get behind the scenes info about Paralives months before the general public. It's pretty cool to learn info before it's public knowledge. Like everything else, there's been some awesome progress with build mode. Specifically, there are more items now. I'm not sure what I love the most. This perhaps? Nah, maybe this. Probably this. You know what? This might be my new favorite thing. Well, these stuffies are pretty cute. I don't know. What do you think? I have to say though, all of these images portray how perfectly cozy and liberating this game will be. The style, the vibe, the look, the feeling is all too cozy and cute. Also, all of this clutter makes me incredibly happy. I love this. The half-open blinds, like come on. Does this mean paras can open blinds, or can we set how open they are? I hope so. Even if there's different swatches for the different blinds and how open they are, I would like that. Something that got me very, very, very excited would be the solar panels and wind turbines. Eco lifestyle, who? This is positively brilliant. Not only do they look great, but there's actual gameplay tied to them. What? We got a peek at how Bills will look, and oh gosh golly, it's cute. I never would have thought I'd call a Bill cute, yet here I am. I think it's the adorable paper texture and stamp that makes this so darn cute. Anywho, the devs include bills, so there's a bit of a challenge to the game. It forces the players to manage their money and think about how objects impact those costs, and then players can find ways to reduce the bills and cut expenses while playing. So yeah, the bills work the way you would expect it. You place items that use electricity or water, and you have to pay for it in addition to lot taxes. Bills come in every 7 days. However, you can tweak that number, as well as all of the other things like the price of electricity and water using the modding tools. Aside from modding the bills, you can do things to make it less pricey each week. Things like placing solar panels and wind turbines. If you place enough of this, you can actually earn money. The developers are testing things like a child allowance, which will help players be able to play with larger families, and it won't be that pricey. At the time of this post, one child would earn you $100. This number has probably changed since then, so don't get too attached to that idea. Some other ideas that they've been toying with would be some sort of loan type thing to help unemployed paras while they're finding other sources of income, paying taxes so the town can organize more festivals and activities, being able to live off the grid and not consume any electricity or water, having events like a power outage during a big storm, and showing a graph of the cost of the bills over time. All of this really excites me and gets me going, and I cannot wait to play. I feel like we've seen Paramaker more than anything. I'm not complaining about this though. Before, we only got to see adults and one child, but now we've seen a toddler, a baby, and elders. I adore how the elders look. It's fantastic to see older characters look old. Aging is such a beautiful thing, and I love the idea of celebrating aging, even in video games. In the Paramaker, players will have access to a huge range of wrinkles. It seems like as they age, they will automatically get some wrinkles, and you can choose to add more. Wrinkle options will include ones near the mouth, the forehead, cheeks, and eyes. You can even combine them. Not only that, but parafolk's body textures will change as they age. Here's a look at what that would look like. Players can also choose to include skin details, like brown spots or cellulite, to their paras. The cellulite can be added to younger paras, by the way. Your para's hair will turn white as they get older. Nevertheless, you can change that in the advanced hair color selection in Paramaker, so that maybe only their roots are gray, or maybe they only have gray streaks. I love that. I can't wait. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, we got our first look at toddlers and babies. I am completely serious when I say I would die for this baby. This baby might be the cutest thing I've ever seen, aside from my husband and dog. This illustration by Leslie O was the dev's main reference for toddlers in Paralives. This is a look at how children could look when aging, from being a wee little baby to toddlers and beyond. By the way, don't get too excited, there's nothing confirmed about aging or whether it'll be gradual or not. I hope so, or at least semi-gradual, but nothing's confirmed. Babies and toddlers will be sharing many of the same assets like clothing, yet there will be two different body textures, one for baby and one for toddlers. In one of the more recent updates, we got images from a wedding day. It's nice to see all of these emotions on the parafolk. We got laughter, happiness, sadness, moodiness, and two paras who are simply loving on each other. The clothes look great here too. However, there's something off with these images. I think it's the vegetation right behind them. Maybe it doesn't have enough shading or something. I think it's jarring that there's not really any shadows here. I don't know. Either way, this batch of photos is the only one, in my opinion, where the paras really do look out of place with the background. I saw that some people in the comments were complaining about how they look like paper dolls, and I do agree with that to some extent. Another common complaint would be how harsh the outlines are on their body parts. Some people refer to it as scarring on their shoulders, right here. While I do like the usage of the lines, I think it adds to the vibe and the aesthetic of the characters. I can see how it kind of looks like scarring, and it doesn't really look that great here, unfortunately. Other than that, I've been loving all of the new clothing items. It's fun to see more of this. Have you noticed the soundtrack I used throughout the video? Yeah, you probably thought to yourself, wow, this is really great. This catchy person really knows how to pick them. And to that, I want to say thanks, but I won't, because this is actually all thanks to the Paralives team. This is an early mix of one of their build mode soundtracks. It's called Farewell Froggy. I think it's beautiful, and I'm eager to hear and use more of this. With that, I want to say thank you for watching. I'm very sorry for my lack of Paralives videos throughout the summer. With each update, I've been super excited, but I didn't have the physical or mental energy to continue pumping out the videos the same way that I was with the change to my work schedule and all that. Thanks for sticking with me. I really do appreciate it. What was your favorite thing about this update video? Let me know in the comments. Until the next Paralives video, unless of course you watch some of my other videos, I hope you stay happy, healthy, and hydrated. Bye!